try and fix up a couple different things, a couple different sales holes. Realized I probably should have shaved first, so I'm going to do that real quick. Alright, that's much better. Alright, so I realize this is sort of cheating. It's actually Wednesday morning, but I meant to update the Facebook stuff on camera. I did it, I just kind of forgot to film it, so I figured I would give a quick rundown on the slow, steady progress that is actually making progress on Facebook ads. So, if you recall, we were a little low on the amount of link clicks. In other words, how many people were actually looking at the ad and going, oh, that looks interesting, and actually trying to find out more. The numbers are underperforming. Remember, we wanted about 2 to 3% here, and about 5 to 8% here. Clicks are low. That's going to filter down. Everything else is going to be low from there. So here were the old ads we were using. They're not this pixelated. I've just stretched them out a little bit to make them bigger, but you can see they were a little dull, a little boring. The red stood out nicely, but it wasn't quite as eye-catching, I don't think. This was a classic photo that we use a lot. And then there was this one. Again, the red stands out, but black and white, probably not the most eye-grabbing. So instead we switched it to this. Again, a little color, a little more pop to it, a little more kind of image of people doing badass stuff. Our goal is just to show awesome, badass chicks doing badass stuff. So we grabbed these images, we kind of tweaked them a little bit to make the text kind of work with the image, to make it look a little cooler. But the goal was, again, just to make the color a little brighter, make the pictures a little brighter. And it's working, right? You can see we went from roughly 1.4% to 2.6%, which is a massive upgrade, almost twice as much. So the problem is we haven't quite gotten people to that next step. So in that funnel, right, we need to go from reach, which is doing fine, to clicks, which is now doing fine, but now we got to get them to schedule. So now we've got to start cleaning up and tidying up that landing page based on the response that we're getting. So here is the original page. It's a little simple, kind of like the ads were. This actually isn't even the original. It was it's kind of a second generation. So we've changed it a little bit, but now we're tidying it up even more. So this is what we had, basic, nothing too crazy. But what we've done is just move some things around. A little more focus on the image, a little more explanation of the program, and put some label on it, change the coloring to make it pop a little bit more, just like the ads. And the other thing is it fits with the ads. So now instead of directing all to the same page like this one was, it's actually now going towards a page that looks exactly like the ad you clicked, which just adds to the continuity, and it adds, I think, to the professionalism of it. It just makes it look and feel a little bit simpler. So now every time you click that apply button at the bottom, it's going to take you to a scheduling page. We schedule, we close, we go from there. So again, it's all about just taking things from the top of the funnel, making those tweaks to where you want them, then the next stage of the funnel, then the next stage of the funnel, then the next stage of the funnel, all the while keeping in mind it was pure wild-ass guesses as to what our closing percentages and what those percentages needed to be. Still working on it, always still tweaking, but this is basically the slow progress towards success, just monitoring, changing, and trying to be on it and adjusting to see what works, to see what doesn't. All right, back to actual Tuesday. I decided to do some work at the park instead of the gym. We'll see how that turns out. Time to get back to the gym.